What is going on, everybody? Antonius the Gamer here with Mikkel Smith. We are the Press Start Select podcast. Now, you guys can look at this as a separate episode, a part two, however you want to describe it, but we wanted to make sure to get Tim's thoughts on everything that's been happening over the past week. You guys might have heard his thoughts on the Sony State of Play, and if you haven't, you should check it out right now. But previously on the Press Start Select podcast, we were discussing all things Xbox, and we heard S Rank's thoughts on how his favorite company and console has failed him. But Tim, what are your thoughts on the Game Pass price hike, the console price hike, the rumor about the internal testing for free gaming with ads that Xbox is doing? What's yeah? What are your thoughts?
It kind of goes back to like past conversations that me and Joy was going at it back and forth. Like I just felt like when you look at Xbox, it just comes off as unsustainable.
Mm-hmm.
Unsustainable. Like none of these business practices are like for the longevity. Like even like I said with the like Game Pass, even when we were talking about it, I was like, bro, how does this really benefit for the future when so many studios are closing because they said they didn't get this, they didn't get that.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, you're paying for a subscription to access these things, but how does that impact a studio or people's jobs on the long run? Like, does that money that this company pays for this amount of time cover all of this?
Mm-hmm.
We don't know these factors because it looked like no day one, we want your credit card on file.
Yeah.
So the game is preloaded as you're at work
Yeah.
or sleeping the night before.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, yeah, if they're not getting that direct to consumer type of satisfaction, then what is really happening? And then even just these other things about ads during games, it's like, bro, how does that work? How does that work? How does that work? And then like, why would you introduce something like why would you disturb somebody's form of entertainment in such a manner? Like no, that is not. That's almost that feels very like I wouldn't say like not impulsive, but like oppressive, very very oppressive.
Yeah. Egregious for sure.
It's
Like,
like if you can put up one paywall for like X amount of time, then that means I know you got more over
yeah.
time. So
I
it's kind
think
of like yeah.
I
So it's really like what am I? So like if I'm investing in this console to only to be monitored and
nickel and dime for every little thing. Yeah.
yeah, no,
I was gonna
absolutely
say
not.
like I think. Do you think that the streaming model for games doesn't work? Is that what we're kind of seeing play out?
Um, it's it's an interesting place of life. Like I do feel like it's very weird to say, man. Because I know like we can't really speak for everybody, but I do feel like there's still a sense of strong tradition that okay, you buy the game, you play it, it's your investment,
Hmm.
and you basically build a relationship with it until something else comes.
Right.
Um, I do feel like, all right, this instant access, like it sounds cool on paper, it does, but then when the regulations change, as we've seen now,
Hmm. Hmm.
it's kind of like, wow. So that basically means if I just end this, I just lose everything.
Yeah. I
But then
think
you kind
that.
of feel like, but I kind of feel like that was written down on paper already.
Yeah.
The only way you will understand it.
I agree with you. I think what happened with this recent price change is it because like you said, we've had discussions with each other, with Jory involved as well about like how is Xbox making money off of this. But one thing that we could not deny was how beneficial it was for the gamer, right? Like you're paying 15, $20 and you're getting access to all these things. At 30, especially when it's not like blanket perks of like if you're not playing Fortnite, you don't care. If you don't want to play old Ubisoft games, you really don't care. It's like you're not. There's no way to really say for sure this is a $30 a month value. And like you said, with games is a little bit different, right? It's not like with a streaming service with movies where it's like, yeah, I might pay $20 for Netflix, for example, but I could watch 8 different shows, 20 different movies, and I don't have to interact with it. I'm just watching. with a game. Again, imagine I'm in my head. I'm like, imagine Ghost of Yotei on Game Pass. I think I'm like 8 hours deep, and I'm still in Act One. So within 2 months' time, I've already almost paid for the game and streaming service at that point. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a different type of interaction of like I had to literally be involved for me to kind of progress through this thing. And I said with when I was recording with Jory, I was like, to be fair to Xbox, I don't even think PlayStation or Nintendo could do this. Of like, how do you justify $360 a year in gaming? What do you have? Like, what are you going to pull from every single month to justify me spending another $30 to stay on here? And I don't own anything.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing I keep coming back to. I'm like, I'm not going to sit there and ridicule. Like, I do think it does bring value, but it's not blanket value. Like, it's not something where, like I said before, you could argue about if it's making them money, but I couldn't argue how it benefited the player. Versus now, I'm just like, how does this benefit your consumers? What do they? What's the perk that they get now? Like what? Like why would I be jealous in any way, form, or fashion of Xbox when I got my P5 right here? I can get Assassin's Creed 2 for like $5 on Facebook Marketplace. I'm not tripping. Like, yeah.
Yeah, it's that was a very interesting announcement, man. But it's just been going back and forth. Like, to be honest, bro, like I think they might just. It's too early to say, but it kind of feels like are they trying to slowly but surely fizzle out?
I think so.
Like, I feel like they might try. They're trying to fizzle out in certain markets, like maybe the console market. They're trying to fizzle out. Maybe
Hmm.
that's probably why they want to go to this streaming service only type of feel. But then my kind of thing about it is like, bro, that's the regulations on that is just not fair. It's not fair at all.
Yeah. It also lacks like a definitive look, right? So for me, I just think of like which I guess ironically has been on par with Xbox's whole rollout with this past console generation of like let's say they do remove themselves from being a console manufacturer. What does the Xbox brand look like? You know what I'm saying? So like for example, Sega, yeah, they retired the Dreamcast, but we still know Sega as a brand for its mascot characters and so on and so forth. That just became a third party publisher. With Xbox, it's like they kind of want to be like Sega, but then they also want to sell you the ROG Ally Xbox handheld, and they also want to tell you that your phone is an Xbox. You know what I'm saying? It's just like what is a definitive Xbox experience moving forward if it's everything and nothing at once? What does a subscription model even look like with no hardware?
Yeah, because you kind of lost people with the exclusives going multi-platform.
Hmm.
You bought some of these studios only to close some of them. So what did you do all of this for? It kind of just comes off as reactive. Like you were trying to compete with Sony so bad that like it's not to say that Sony never made bad decisions because they did too along the way.
They made bad
Yeah,
decisions this generation.
yeah. It's just now it's just like, bro, like you don't even know who you are anymore.
Hmm.
Like, remember that episode of Batman on animated series when Clayface saw so many of his characters and he was just yeah, like
Yeah.
I feel like that's what Xbox is right now. They just don't know who they are,
Mm.
and you're just pumping out so many resources to create new products, like, and it just kind of comes off as like a desperate.
Yeah. Yeah. Which is weird because like you would think that I guess it's another notch in the example of like money does not equate plan, right? Like you having the resources does not equal your ability to execute, right? If you have no vision, this is like it doesn't matter how much money you have. Like you have the backing of a multi trillion dollar company and still cannot figure it out. You don't know how to be the people's champ. You don't know how to make a quality product that everybody's invested in. You don't know how to have consistent branding, right? To the point that we're seeing rumors as of this recording of like, oh yeah, Xbox might be canceling the next gen hardware. You put out a statement saying, no, we're not. And we just don't believe you because you've said things that have contradicted themselves last week. It's hard to be like, okay, what do we, you know what I'm saying? Like, why would you not tell someone on Xbox, like, yo, my man or girl or whoever happens to be invested, just get a PC. Either come to PS5, get a Nintendo, or get the PC. It's over. Yeah, I don't know if you had seen that clip I put in the group chat where it was like someone was making fun of the possibility of ads on Xbox games. So they showed a Final Fantasy cutscene of Cloud and Tifa having like a real touching moment about their friendship, and it says presenting the Whopper at Burger King. I'm like, yo,
Oh yeah, I did see that. I did see that. I was trying to figure out like what was it. Oh,
yeah,
and then my thing about it is like, what type of ads, bro? Because it's like, do you just like all this randomness, like play, like no, bro? Because I feel like when you do that, you bring too much clutter to the experience.
absolutely. And you know they're gonna be geographical ads too. You're gonna be playing. It's like, hey, AI voice, Mikkel Smith. Have you heard about Miami's latest? It's like, whoa.
Especially during GTA. Like, do you know how many hours people put into stuff like that, bro? There's people who don't sleep, bro.
Yeah.
They will put like almost like 10, 12 hours into just playing this game, just living off Snickers, burritos, and Red Bull.
Yeah, bro. Again, Ghost of Yotei as an example. I'm like, yo, how do y'all have a guide out already? A guide. There's people who did reviews say it took them 25 to 30 hours to get through the main story.
Bro,
How
I've
do you
seen
have?
the platinum trophy this game already.
That's what I'm saying, bro. I'm like, what? Like you said, the Snickers and Red Bull, like just put it in my veins. Content. Just on there twitching. Right. Welcome back to my channel.
blood eyes, red.
Foaming at the mouth. Yeah, bro. I don't know. It's gonna, no matter what we say about how things play out with them, it is to me a sad departure of like Sony and Nintendo are running different races. So like I don't really compare them together at all.
Yeah.
So like it's sad to see that there won't be a competitor at least at Sony's heels to kind of keep them on like the, like to want to try, I guess.
I wouldn't say that because, like I said, man, I really do admire the PS2 era of things. Like that was such an era where, like, yes, you had access to so much, bro, and that's why I feel like, bro, that's one of the biggest gaming libraries in history.
Mm-hmm.
It's because you just had access to so much. Everyone wanted to be a part on this particular system. Um, so I feel like if we're evolving back to that era where all right, your PlayStation has access to so much, I feel like that would actually be great. That would actually be great. But then since Sony will be such a focus, let's see what they do. Like how would they cater to different gaming avenues? Like look what they've done with the fighting game scene,
Mm-hmm.
fighting game scene, tournaments, other things, even just the love of RPGs on that system, bro. Like I tell you, bro, if you log on and you click on the RPG tab on your Sony store, it's like, bro, like what are some of these games, bro? We've never heard of some of these things
Mm-hmm.
before. Click on. They got trailers and picture art. It's like, bro, when did this even come out?
Right.
So, I mean, we'll see, man. Like, but yeah, it was a very boy, this is a sad way to go out. Very
Yeah.
sad.
Yeah.
And of course, like, their loyalists are going to buy the products just because, but it's just, bro, I don't see this as a sustainable future at all.
I don't even think. I mean, obviously, we can't speak for everybody, but I'm like, I don't even think their loyalists can defend it right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I follow some hardcore Xbox fans, and even them are like, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that's one thing that the Switch taught us. Welcome back to my channel.
Oh no, for sure. For sure. You're always gonna have somebody who's gonna be engaged. It's kind of like the jokes you make about the Mortal Kombat content creators of like, bro, you could tell they are running. So here's the history of Meat Man. Yo, you might want to pivot. Go ahead and start that second YouTube channel, my guy. It's over.
Yeah.
We'll see you back when the Mortal Kombat 2 movie drops. Like, it's over. Yo.
Yeah, that's what happens when all your eggs. Oh, bro, I forgot all about that, bro. I forgot all about that movie, bro. Like, it's just like they came off the hype of that one trailer and then just like, yeah.
So you know what's complete random sidebar. So I've been doing my little short series on the side, whatever. People were, I mean, some of them were pretty respectful, but people were calling my take wild of saying like they should have never delayed Mortal Kombat 2, the movie. And I feel like your reaction is exactly. I'm like, you think that people are gonna remember this movie next summer? No, no, they will not. One good Johnny Cage trailer does not make up for those screenshots of Baraka and Jade. I am sorry, especially Baraka, bro. I know Jade got most of the heat because of whatever the hair debacle. But I'm like, Baraka looked insane, insane.
And I still feel like the noob sidebot thing is like, bro, y'all are just trying to milk this. I just kind of feel like that was such a like regression, bro. Like I kind of feel like you finally had the opportunity to do more with Bihan as a character, but then of course you had to copy Marvel. Oh, but certain things are canon events, so that means he always has to die.
But did it happen? Did it have to happen the first game in the reboot? You know what I'm saying?
But
Like,
then yet you gave Hanzo Hisashi a new life.
yeah, yeah, cooked, bro. That franchise
And
is
you
cooked,
swap lives with the other Sub Zero.
cooked,
So
cooked.
it's like so you're picking and choosing what's canon and what's
The
not,
canon event is that a Scorpion and Sub Zero must always exist. The Who is apparently it can be shifted around at any given time.
bro. That is like even like I mean they have some good points, bro. Even how they did Melina, like the Tarkatan is more like a werewolf like disease
Yeah,
type of thing, and like bro, that's actually kind of cool.
we said it, bro. The first, I'd say 2/3 of the story reboot, solid idea, solid to good. And then somewhere in the last half, it's like, bro, what are we? What? They're what? No, Luke Kang is and just one of many Titans.
But yeah,
What?
the movie. No,
You can say it, bro. It
uh,
is not gonna do what they think it's gonna do. I don't care.
because to be honest, bro, it's like the movie from the '90s is still reign supreme, bro. Like yeah, they're gonna try to do their best with the gore scenes from time to time, like how they did with Kung Lao when he killed Natara, and I was like, bro, you just spent your whole budget on that,
Yep.
and I feel it.
Yeah. Because you could tell immediately when Liu Kang fought what's his name?
Drink some.
No, 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 no.
Or
No. Cabal. That fire dragon CGI. I said, oh.
oh,
The
oh
money ran out, huh?
yeah.
Fatality. I was like, boo. Boo.
We could
Yeah, we can move on. I mean, keeping in the fighting games realm, one of the things that we spoke about it last pod in the last full pod, where it seemed that Sega was poised across almost all genres that they were investing in like a massive comeback, and we repeatedly highlighted Virtua Fighter 6 or the Virtua Fighter franchise, honestly, as one of those things that had them set up to make a really big impression back in the gaming scene. And during the Tokyo Game Show week, Sega had a special panel strictly dedicated to Virtua Fighter and Virtua Fighter 6. And to many people's disappointment, not only was there not a character reveal, but there was also no new footage. And in fact, they did a play by play of the footage we had already seen like 2 months ago.
Yeah, like the momentum for this one is very interesting because, like, all right, first of all, you announced this new major update for, Virtua Fighter 5, which I'm happy for. I'm very
Mm-hmm.
happy Virtua Fighter 5 was revived. They did some tweaks, they used the new engine with it. So, like, it gives it like a new gloss.
Mm-hmm.
It's great. And, the fact that that gameplay has held up for over 13 years of just pure hands and technique, bro, it's good, bro. Like, there's no meter burn, there's no fireballs. It's it's like Akaza versus Akaza, like
Mm-hmm.
and but it's like okay, so you announce a new installment, which is great, obviously, but it's like, bro, it's a little slow. It's a little slow, bro. Like it's a
Mm-hmm.
little slow. So it's like, where are you in terms of development for this game? And that's what ultimately people want to know. Just be real with us, bro.
Yeah.
This even is this even 2026 potential?
Right, 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 right.
Or if it is it like fall? because the way you're just going about it is like we don't even know, bro. Like you gave us one little quick snap of like wolf design, great. Everybody was raving. People loved like, okay, these designs are about to boom.
Mm.
And you did like a minor teaser with a different another character, which I think um I forgot his name, but yeah. But then it's like, bro, like it's just like I was another 5 second teaser. Like, bro, can you show us a little bit more?
Yeah. It kind of feels like they're not trying to step on the toes of the re-release of 5, but it's just like, then why are you showing anything at all? You know what I'm saying? It's like if you're trying to give that its window, then just wait till it's
I
out.
kind of feel like it's bait. It's bait. Like
Okay.
they're using like this last round of 5. I mean, it's for good reason. Because first of all, I definitely think they're using this release of 5 as a way to test their net code of moving forward.
Hmm.
Like their net code, their online options, character movements, even just like how like people move and operate. Like they're definitely using this in terms of data and like to see how their player base is going to be. And of course, people have been wanting Virtua Fighter to come back for a while, like especially with I guess certain people might feel a way about this, but with the decline of Tekken,
Hmm.
it's like,
Oh,
bro,
we can say it now.
like, Tekken's not happening like how it used to, bro. Like people are upset. People are all upset. Like, bro, you basically just sold us Tekken 7 DLC all over again.
But Tim, they reworked the characters from the ground up.
No, like, that first season pass was a slap in the face, bro. Slap in the face. And then this next one is like, bro, we only got one new character, bro. One. One.
Hmm.
Like even these King trailers, I'm like, or like King teasers, I'm just like, oh, Armor King teasers, like I'm just like,
Didn't I say that? And you and Jory gave me pushback. I said, I don't think this is gonna do what you guys think it's gonna do.
no, I mean, I agree with you, bro. I mean, I guess it was Jory. I don't know. I can't remember that far back, but yeah, it was just like, bro, we're paying for Armor King again.
Yeah. Coming off the heels of repaying for Anna. Coming off the heels, you know what I'm saying? It's just like it just doesn't feel great. It doesn't feel great. Hey, have a Pac-Man stage. I don't care about Pac-Man.
It's like everything is this anniversary cosmetic DLC. But then to get back on topic, is just Virtua Fighter. I just kind of feel like they're baiting back and forth. Like, but
Hmm.
we really want to see what you've been cooking. Like, cause like bro, like we want Virtua Fighter, but then you giving us all this like new Yakuza trailer. It's like, bro, come on, like we get it, we get it. I don't even understand the turnover time that y'all have with this series, but it's like, yo,
It feels like every 9 months. Like I'm not even joking.
it's like, bro, like we get it. It's one of your pinnacle franchises. Sonic Racing is doing what it needed to do. Because, like I said, bro, it's about to become the mascot racer, bro. I saw that they got TMNT coming.
Streets are
It's
talking.
like,
They're saying that it might be better than Mario Kart World. I know.
hey, no, it's gonna rake up some. No, honestly, bro, and I am telling you this, it is gonna get win racing game of the year. It is. It is.
Mm.
It is. I do feel like Nintendo is like in a headspace where they feel like nothing could really fail. Like, no, I do feel like the cracks are showing. Like, bro, Sonic is going to win that this year, and I am going to laugh so heavily
Hmm. Because who would
because
have thought?
yeah, like bro, like, but then you could tell like that's what I really like about Sega. Like they're the type of people. Well, this new Sega, I would say,
Hmm.
they are the type of people you could tell that they're trying to refine their formula.
Yes. Yeah.
And that's where we want to really see the fruits of that labor. And with this virtual vitamin, it's like, come on, bro. Like, you got to show us something, bro.
I
Like,
don't. To me, I think it is time to ramp up the promo. Like you said, it's like even if this is a game that's slated for late 2026, it's like, bro, just we 5 throwing in another DLC character for 5 is not going to change anything. Like you said, it's like we'll see how the rollback netcode works. We'll get an idea of what to expect. You could still do promo for 6. Like look at Marvel took on Souls. All they did over the past week was show us actual gameplay of Ghost Rider and Spider Man. That's it. But it's still kind of giving you more momentum for the game.
yeah. because afterwards, they're gonna show us like after they do the next set of characters. Well, I think probably no, not Storm and Doom, but yeah, um, yeah, like afterwards, the next they're gonna show us more characters. But it's
Hmm.
just like, bro, how are you investing in this game? And then of course, we're now into the fall season. To be honest, we might probably get maybe like one or two state of plays, and then next, here comes the video game awards.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah,
kind of
Jeff
like
Keighley's already starting to put out little teaser tweets. 2 months, guys. It's like, oh man.
it's like, bro, like we get back at this point again. Like, wow, the year just crazy, bro.
Right. I'm like, were we just talking about Elden Ring DLC getting nominated? It feels like yesterday.
And then just here we are, man. So
Hmm.
yeah, man. I mean, Sega, I have hope. I have hope, man, because they are putting in the work. But it's just like, bro, can you just communicate? That's all.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
just communicate. That's it.
I agree. I think there's just a lot of things of I will say that I do commend them on following through piece by piece on every announcement. Like when they gave us that big Sega comeback trailer, and you're seeing all these little snippets of like we're bringing back Crazy Taxi and Streets of Rage. Like they have slowly but surely been executing. Of like, no, we're still working on these games. They're still coming out. I'm like, all
Oh,
right,
Jet Set
salute.
Radio. Whew.
Yeah.
They no, because honestly, they're about to hit people with the nostalgia like to your heart.
Hmm.
Even like the game that you played, Shinobi.
It was beautiful. Beautiful.
And then they're raking up wins, man. So I mean, I'm
Mm,
happy for them. But it's just like I said, man. We got to see some progress.
I agree.
And Virtua Fighter is a product that is literally going to shake up the fighting game scene moving forward.
Yeah.
It is
I
because
mean,
it's going to be one of the I would say I wouldn't say greatest comebacks, but like it's going to be a great comeback. Like that is a game that has been missing from the field for so long.
yeah.
And yes, with the latest update of what they did with five for the newest systems, like it's cool, but you could tell it didn't get that recognition like how it should.
Yeah, it's another version of it's kind of like when you get like a new version of Street Fighter. Like it's still the same game. Like it's not a night and day difference.
Yeah, but this one, gotta bring it back.
Yeah. Uh, just to finish off the trifecta of fighting game big names, does seeing C Viper finally get her gameplay reveal change anything in the way you feel about Street Fighter Six? Is this more so like can we just get through the season?
I'm glad she's back.
Hmm.
For one, I felt like that was a character that should have never left,
I agree.
but it's just okay. Yeah, like I kind of just want to get through the season. I really want to see how they do. Actually, I'm more interested in how they do Ingrid. Like, is this going to be another psycho power, gimmick character? Or I just want to see what it is. Because to be honest, like I kind of feel like after this season, where does Street Fighter even go? Because I feel like the momentum is just
Yeah, that's why I asked. I'm like, I don't feel like it's not. It's still there, right? I think people are still interested, but it's just the buzz. It's not. Like there's like really nothing there that's like, whoa. Let me come back to this.
yeah. Because it's like, bro, Sagat is Sagat,
Yeah,
Sagat is Sagat, and I just feel like, all right, bro, we're repeating history with Sagat again.
yeah,
And then it's like, all right, Crimson Viper, like, but that's a character that should have never left. Out of some of the newest characters of Street Fighter Four, why did you remove her?
yeah. And like I said, it's not like they didn't know how popular she was. They put her in Marvel vs. Capcom 3. It's like so you knew, you knew
You
people liked her. Like,
and it's like, and then it's like, it's just a lot of questions, man. Like I kind of feel like we've hidden behind this DLC stuff for too long. I really do feel like, cause like, bro, you mean to tell me to this day, Street Fighter 4 is the best in terms of a full scale roster. But it's like it kind of feels like y'all have not even reached that level of greatness
yeah.
since.
Let me ask you a question though. Do you feel so? Let's say this is of course hypothetical. Let's say that Street Fighter 6 they decide to take an expansion pack route, right? Where they add additional story beats to the hub world. right? They make all the characters released over the past two seasons fit into that continuing story, and then add on into, I guess, some of the Street Fighter 3 characters proper. Do you think that makes sense, or they should be working on Street Fighter 7?
Honestly, bro, because when you said story, I was like, bro, what story?
But that's what I mean of like
Like,
just
because first
continuing
of
to fill
all,
in how
Street
these.
Fighter 6 is that bare minimum hub character in the midst of the world story that they tried to do. And when I say tried,
Mhm.
I was like, bro, what is this?
But do you think it was worse than Five Story? Because Five Story was
Oh
pretty
yeah, it
bad.
was worse. It
Really,
was,
Five Story was pretty bad, bro.
no, it was worse. Actually, they were on par with each other. But then my thing about it is, it's like, bro, with all these anime writers that y'all have, because we watched Street Fighter animes before, like we all grew up in that. It's like, bro, what is y'all doing? Like, do y'all just not want to pay people? Because this is bottom of the barrel story.
Yeah,
So like even in terms of like, to be honest, bro, I don't want to see another Street Fighter for a while. I really don't.
yeah. Which is why I asked the question I asked. I don't think
I
we need
do
Street
feel
Fighter
like
Seven.
because after where however they finish this off, I think Capcom just needs to like focus on their other fighting properties, bro.
Mm.
If you were to give us another um
Darkstalkers.
Darkstalkers or rival schools, I think you could actually use that as a way to build faith back with
Mm.
people. Because like yeah, you release the Marvel versus the Capcom collections; those are good, and you're gonna you secure the nostalgia for the next 5 to 6 years. Great job.
You give us MVC2 with rollback netcode.
It's like
You did
you did
it.
that,
Yeah.
but like yeah, but I do feel like you do need to take some time off to rebuild with your clientele.
Hmm. Yeah.
Because the way you handle Street Fighter, it was not the best.
Yeah. And then quick side jab before we move on. And stop releasing remasters of every Mega Man except Legends. Cut it out.
Uh,
Cut it out.
no, it comes to the point, bro. Like, stop avoiding it, bro. Just stop avoiding it. Just please stop
When they
avoiding.
made an announcement, I said, yo, y'all will literally remaster and repackage every single thing. It's not Legends, yo. It feels personal after a while.
No, it is personal, bro. Like, I don't know what the legalities are. It's like, bro, how are you just skipping this one? You're skipping one that literally was a PlayStation classic.
Hmm.
That this game was such a high demand. Like, yes, with the way 3 fumbled, bro, that still leaves a void in people's heart, bro.
Hmm.
So it's like, is you gonna give this a Resident Evil type of like treatment where, okay, we're just gonna do a full fledged remake of 1 and 2 with an updated ending?
Hmm.
I would be happy.
Hmm.
Just give me an updated ending. Get my boy off the moon.
Yeah.
That's it.
And the fact that they had 3 planned means they must have a script
Actually,
somewhere.
no, actually, they Mega Man 1, 2, and the Misadventures of Tron Mod, like the side story game, which
Oh,
was
yeah.
actually good back
They're
in the day.
1000% going to give you the hit you with the package initially. 1000%. 1000.
Like, bro,
Again, Capcom is they're not dumb. They're not a dumb company. We're gonna give you a side game with Trombone because we see y'all like her. And surprise, surprise, guess who's in Marvel vs. Capcom 2? And wasn't she in Tatsunoko vs. Capcom?
yeah, she was in both. Actually, no, I think Mega Man Fall knew that version of Mega Man. Was she?
Because I know Roll was in it. I think Mega Man Legends version was. I think Trombone's in Tatsunoko vs. Capcom.
In Bond, she was in Mega Man Legends 2 and 3.
Hmm.
Yeah, because the Mega Man Legends had a stage in Marvel vs. Capcom 3.
They're not dumb. They just I don't know why they refuse to fully execute, but they're not dumb. Like when they put in a rival schools character as Street Fighter Five, I'm like, so you know we want this, and you
And then took that
all
away
right,
the next installment. Just took it away.
right. But moving right along when it comes to games that are indirectly but directly competing with each other, and one of them, one franchise in particular, seems to be ready to put up a fight. I'm talking about Palworld versus Pokemon. Just kidding. I'm talking about Digimon Time Stranger versus Pokemon Legends Z-A. Now, as of this recording, we've seen the Steam charts. We've seen the social media posts. We've seen the artwork re-hit the timeline. We've seen the opening animation for the first episode of the new season. Digimon seems to be back in ways that I pray for times like this as a fan of like y'all have the designs, the ability, the story writing to really compete in this pocket monster subgenre. And it seems like whether it be the fatigue of Pokemon or just the reinvigoration of Digimon, it seems like Digimon is in the strongest place it's ever been when it comes to cross media properties.
It's many factors, man. I feel like first of all, I think they've been watching for many years. They smell the blood in the water.
Hmm.
Yes, the Pokemon fatigue is there. Like, yes, it's kind of weird to say Pokemon fatigue when they're still printing so many money through their many outlets. But like, no, Digimon was always a different level of quality, and they are in a place where, all right, they took advantage of that.
Hmm.
We are going to create something, and then big up Bandai Namco because this is also a win for you.
Yeah, they gave him a budget this time.
This game is quality, man. Super great, great quality, man. Like the different biomes, like bro, the amount of Digimon I've seen. Like some of the pictures, I was like, "Wait, who is that?" Oh, you don't know Venusmon? I was like, "There's a Venusmon?
Uh
Like,
huh.
there's a lady, something." It's like, bro, I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
I
There's a
didn't even know.
DNA digivolution between Lady Devimon and Angel Woman. It gets deep, bro.
And it's like, bro, like these are just beautiful things, man. And then to see all of this really just come together, it is just, like I said, an excellent way to also push the game forward. Here's an anime component, but it doesn't connect though. But
Hmm.
here's it just because, and I was like,
Hmm.
I just saw the clip of like when he hatched from the Digi egg. I was like, bro, this is fire. This is fire.
Yeah.
And it's like, and I'm very happy, man. I'm very very happy because it really does really want you to like. I think they took this time to say, all right, we want you to reinvest into us. We want you to reinvest into this product, this story, all that we got.
Yeah.
Because the way I'm looking at Legends ZA is like, oh yeah, we're trapped in the city. Oh, you can't go to the Sea Spirits Den, which we thought had a connection to Lugia. Oh, but then here's this certain Digimon that's based off the same Japanese folklore of Lugia. I was like, but when I saw that design, I was like, they are there. They clapping back.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. Some Digimon designs have their critiques. I saw this meme the other day where it's like, it's a Digimon Digivolution when the Digimon becomes more mechanical and human like as they get bigger. I'm like, that's it. No, it's think about it, bro.
It's half now.
Yeah, I'm like, they're not lying.
Gatomon to Angel Woman, but then she turns to a pink dragon the next. It's like, yeah,
Yeah,
it's Digimon, bro. It's,
Garurumon to where Garurumon to Metal Garurumon. It's like, yo, can he walk or not? Like, what are we doing?
it happens. I mean, it happens, bro. And then especially the very variations of Greymon out there. I was like, bro, I lost count. I lost
Shine
count.
Greymon, whatever.
Ancient
Black
Greymon.
Greymon. Yeah, yeah. It's I think for me, and I've said this before on the podcast, like I feel like Digimon. I mean, I know we're at a point where like I don't think there's ever a time it will surpass Pokemon. I still think ZA is going to outsell Digimon. Right? Like I'm not delusional, but I think for me, it's the satisfaction comes of like finally people are starting to realize that it's not a Pokemon clone, right? I feel like that was the stigma that was put in it for many years. Like, oh, they're just trying to be Pokemon. Like, no, it is a vastly different story, a vastly different approach to the relationship between a human and a creature and what that means, and just again, like if you ever, granted the animation's a little bit dated now, but if you look at some of the themes of Digimon, like it talks about growing up and dealing with grief and the fact that life isn't all roses all the time, right? You had
It
two
was an
kids who's
actual anime.
yeah, yeah,
versus Pokemon, where you could say it's like yes, it was an anime too technically, but it kind of just feels like animation.
Yeah.
Like it's like, well, where's the real like the meat of the story, bro? It just wasn't there, and it's not there anymore.
Yeah.
It really is
Why
not.
why in over almost 30 years do we still not know who Ash's dad is?
It's like bro, these running gimmicks just have to stop. And then you got so tired of the character that you just made him beat all these champion level people with the Pokemon that he just caught. Minus
Meanwhile, right. Meanwhile, Pikachu over there struggling. Pikachu should be on level 100.
bro, when I saw Pikachu beat Stevens like Mega Metagross, I was like, bro, there's no way.
Like
Steven,
you said, Pokemon at some point, to me, in my mind, the anime became the equivalent of Dragon Ball Heroes. Of like, this is just promotional content.
what if?
It means,
What
yeah,
if,
it means
what if Ash,
nothing.
what if Ash just started winning all of
Yeah,
them? So you mean to
it
tell me
holds
he's able
no
to
significance.
So you mean to tell me he's big? Because like, all right, especially when he first won his first like championship in Alola, when he fought the professor of the region, who was still technically like kind of like the champion since he was the founder of the league. You find out in the games, this professor fought Lance many
Mm,
years ago. He's like, yeah, I went to Kanto one time and I got all the way up to this guy with a cape.
would have
And
been
and
nice.
you could tell he was basically like would have like he was basically like in a sense like a projection of Ash, like but grown older. And you
Mm,
look at him, he had three different starters from three different regions. He had different Pokemon from here to there, and he just had this all-star team. And it's just like this. I was like, bro, this man, like, there's no way Ash gonna beat this man. Like, and it's like, bro, when I saw the plot armor before my eyes, and then afterwards, it's just like, oh, the Masters 8 tournament. And it's like, so you mean tell me Ash could beat this champion level guy, but then you lose to this guy with a bay leaf. And the 2 episodes later,
Dragon Ball Heroes.
the man fights Steven, Cynthia, and Leon. And then the last moments with Leon, oh, the power of friendship. I was like, no, bro, you cannot be serious.
Yeah.
You just cannot be serious.
It's gotten to a point where I think like I feel like the only saving grace in terms of like IP recognition for Pokemon right now is that I don't think some of these other properties are like hitting the right strides every single time. Like for as much as it took Digimon to get to this point, I can't ignore the some of the subpar movies, right? Like we talked about the last one that they did that you guys didn't even watch, and I don't blame you because it was garbage. Then there was the reboot of Digimon Adventure, which just turned it into the Ty and Matt show. It's like there's certain things of like you had some good ideas. Again, we wanted to see some of these kids grow in like in that transitional phase as they're growing up, what they're up to now. But what are you doing? What are you doing? And, you know, so I feel like that's kind of kept Pokemon out of like the direct critique of like these other series still are kind of stumbling over their own 2 feet. Like I feel like Digimon for the longest time was afraid to let go of the tie timeline of like what do we do besides the original Digidestin? It's like what are you talking about? Like try, you know, like people like season 3, people like Gilmon and all of them. Like you can still do
Yeah,
stuff like
that
that.
actually was pretty good, man. I mean, I get it. You know, the one after that where the humans turned into Digimon, I get it. That was like a mixed bag of
Yeah,
things. But I was like, bro, like, no, there was some elements in that. I was like, bro, y'all going a little bit too little
yeah.
bit. I was like, Lusa, who?
And even some of the other stuff that they introduced later on, where it's like, yeah, you always had data and virus and vaccine, but now there's the antibody class of like, didn't think about that. You know, like just certain things of like you found ways to introduce things that made sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what it would take in terms of, you know, at this point, do we need Digimon Rumble Arena 3? You know, like what does it take to kind of get Digimon back into the conversation again?
To be honest, yeah, man, maybe they need to start tap into that PS2 era of things, bro. I tell people all the time, like, you know, one of my favorite Yu-Gi-Oh games is Duel of Roses.
Boy, that game was wild. Like when you
Oh,
think about it, it's like this is Interesting.
bro.
The House of Tudor and Yugi is King Henry VII. And huh? But you're
Well,
right. But you're
yeah,
right. It was good.
and to be honest, bro, PS2, that was the last time we got a One Piece fighter. Like I said, bro, like there's room for that because I get it. Yeah, they were trying to hold on to the nostalgia of Ty and not because that's such an era that people remember so much. But I don't feel like they should get. I should feel like they should give themselves more credit,
Yeah.
and I feel like they paid attention to what how they were trying to produce things, and I feel like with this new anime, I feel like they are going to be able to progress this story forward. Because to be honest, like yeah, bro, like you don't have to connect every just Digidesk, and you've proven that yeah, you could do multiple continuities. You really
Yeah.
can, like without announcing a multiverse,
Mm-hmm.
you could just do whatever you want.
Yeah. I don't think I mean, granted, again, I kept up with Digimon from like the outside looking in. They've done a few crossover episodes for sure. For sure. But I agree with you. I'm like, I don't think it needs to be something where like Digimon Beat Break does not have to tie back to Adventure. Like it doesn't have to. Like I think they just need to trust in their writing more because that's their strengths. It's like that, even just the fact that as much as we laugh about it, I'm like, yo, I think Palworld is opening people's eyes of like, yo, Pokemon is not giving you enough. The only reason we're here is because they won't. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's almost like it stands to believe that Palworld's version of Pokopia might be just as good, if not better. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just there's just certain things that like, yo, Nintendo and Game Freak, I don't know what y'all doing, but this digital card ripping gotcha is not going to work for forever. At some point, the nostalgia of ripping that digital card package is going to get old. And then what are you going to do?
Yeah, honestly, yeah, because I was like, bro, like, all right, you've done Heart Gold, Soul Silver, you've done Black and White, you've done Hoenn. It's like, bro, like you're about to run out, bro. Oh, now you're doing EX, or then you're gonna do a. You did a Mega Evolution pack. It's like, bro, you're running out.
Mm-hmm.
You're running out.
I honestly feel like Pokemon dropped a big opportunity. And again, I'm tying this into Digimon also because I feel like it actually fits Digimon a little bit better. They dropped a huge opportunity with Pokemon Go. I think
That's
if I think it was cool, it was novel, especially at the time it was launched. But I think some of the other elements that put you in that Pokemon nostalgia period took so long to get there, but that by the time it showed up, we didn't care anymore. Right? So like people were like, "Can I trade? Can I battle? It's coming. It's coming. It's coming." And it's like a year passed, 2 years passed. It's like, fam, I don't care no more. So by the time they announced it, it's just like, okay, that's great for the five of you left. Like, but like I just felt like you had a chance to like if you wanted to kind of do something different that didn't require a game, but still kept people immersed, Pokemon Go was like your natural alternative. And that allows something for like Digimon to then pull off something like that because Digimon's whole concept is that of it's a digital monster that can show up on your computer, show up on your phone, show up on your smart. You know what I'm saying? Like there's ways you can do like the digital pet that fits within that brand, and people don't think twice about it.
But I think they learn from that, and then I think that's where Champions comes in.
I don't think Champions is gonna do it.
I feel like it will, because especially on the competitive fighting scene scale, I think that's what they really wanted. The interaction between people, and of course, another way
Well,
the microtransactions.
the only reason why I think it might struggle. Have you heard of Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel?
Yeah,
Okay, so Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel is kind of the same concept, right? Where it's like it's an ongoing, technically free to play game, right? You could duel online with no paywall, nothing like that. All you need is a Wi-Fi connection. You can technically play it off your phone if you want to. But currently, what's starting to happen is it's reporting lower and lower numbers every month. And one of the complaints I keep seeing is that like, yeah, dueling online is cool, but like everything else, there's a meta or a hierarchy, right? Where it's like if you don't have these cards, you can forget it. You won't even get a chance to play your turn, pretty much. So I bring it up as an example because I'm like with Pokemon Champions because it is so paywalled with microtransactions. I'm not knocking them because that's just the way it works. But when it comes
Actually,
down
but we
to
haven't really seen the full scale of what microtransactions will be.
we haven't, but I'm just going off of what the template has been for
Yeah.
previous games in that genre of like it's gonna be essentially pay to win, like these other games are. And to me, I'm like that's gonna take away the thrill of seeing a modern day Pokemon Coliseum because it wasn't like that when we had Pokemon Coliseum. There wasn't a like, well, because I paid $40 more, now I could do Mega Blastoise's Ice Punch 4 more times because like I paid for the PPP power up. Like I can see that already, just based off the template of what we had before. That's why I'm a little skeptical of its success. 'Cause I'm just like, how many more things do they expect the fan base to pay into when it comes to Pokemon? You already got us paying in advance for a season pass. You already got the starters locked behind a paywall. You already got us paying for the digital PNGs of Pokemon cards. Bruh, our pockets are tapped. You know what I'm saying? Meanwhile, if I pre-order Time Stranger, I get Agumon and Gabumon's new form for free. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just certain things of like I think like you said earlier at the beginning, like there's just these cracks of like, bro, I don't think you're a little bit too comfortable with this IP. I don't think it has like now. Granted, if we were getting like Pokemon Tournament 3, then I'd be like, all right, now we can have a conversation. Like, but all this other stuff is just like,
Whatever.
yeah, because didn't they have that other game where you played as like the gym leaders, like the MOBA or whatever? There's a Pokemon game where it's like you could unlock certain gym leaders. You could play as Lance. You could play as Blaine. You could play as
Pokemon Masters.
where is that?
Yeah, it was like like they went to this what if region,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just like this ongoing series of like small story quests, and then you have like one partner Pokemon with different outfits that matches with the Pokemon, and it was cool in areas, but it just got super campy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like it's one of those things because we've seen so much of the bare minimum from the franchise. It's like I don't think Pokemon Champions is gonna be the shot of adrenaline, just based on what we've seen. We don't even know if the battle system in ZA works well, and it comes out next week.
I mean, well, yeah, I mean, we're about to see some more leaks, but
Yeah, I would imagine that it's gonna hit the shelves at some store this weekend. Someone's homeboy or homegirl is gonna slide them a copy, and Reddit's and 4chan's about to go crazy this weekend. you know, and I just yeah, here's Starmie, Mega Starmie, who apparently is locked behind another paywall. Like it's just gonna be certain things of people are gonna be upset, and it'll still sell 10 million copies first week. It's just the way of the world. So yeah, that's really my thoughts on the whole Digimon thing. I, you know, still waiting for the first newly acquirement of funds, but it's on my list. I had to prioritize. I'm like, all right, if I gotta do one game for the next couple of months, it's got to be the Ghost. You know what I'm saying? But Digimon is definitely on my list for sure. And again, I was smiling from ear to ear seeing the Steam numbers, the artwork. I'm like, we back, baby. They call me a madman. Hold up, are they cooking? Is that peak writing I'm seeing? I'm like, yes, welcome. Welcome to a fan. Welcome to an IP that cares about what its fans thinks. I know it's been too long, but I think that's all the topics that we didn't cover from last pod. Is there anything else that you wanted to bring up that we didn't get a chance to mention?
I just want to have like a comment. I'm
Sure.
very happy. I'm happy for the success of Ghost of Yotei. Um, I'm happy for Sucker Punch, man.
Hmm.
I'm real happy for Sucker Punch. I'm very, very happy to see what they created because I take it that I get it. This game had a lot of mystery to it. Like first of all, like to find out gameplay and just extra trailers. Like once again, like bro, it was just a lot of just
Yeah.
It did.
Odd marketing. Odd
Yeah.
marketing.
But it worked out in their favor, man. The fan base was there, and it's introducing to new people. One of my best friends, she told me she bought Ghost of Tsushima recently, and she's like, "Yeah, I need to finish this so I can play the next one."
Hmm.
I was like, all right, good luck.
Yeah,
Them side quests about the
for real. See you in January. Like,
draw you in, especially when once you get to that Iki Island DLC, like good luck.
yeah,
Good luck, but then it's a great game, man, and that's why like I always had solid faith in it, because like I said, man, one thing Sucker Punch does good as well is sequels. Now the third games,
I don't think they need to make a
yeah,
Ghost of 3.
whatever, yeah,
Yeah.
because the threes, that's where, and I think I call it the junior year curse.
Hmm.
You see it with shows like, oh yeah, the start and the second one are great. But with three, that's when things get wonky. Like Uncharted 3 is a prime example. And then, they do a little back to formula work with four, if there's a four.
Right.
But I do, because like I said, bro, Infamous Second Son, like it was good visually and some action aspects, but like there were some things that they dropped the ball with it.
Yeah.
But then here comes Infamous First Light story DLC. I was like, why does this feel better than the main game?
Right. Do you think? Well, I guess before I ask that question about Infamous, I mean, I guess I could say my piece about Ghost of Yotei also. Um, I do think it's been nice to see some level of like common sense return to the timeline when it comes to that game. I felt like some of the controversy leading up to it was taking the conversation about the game itself into a place it didn't need to go. Where it's like I've been seeing again, smiling ear to ear, people, the usual people that come up of like, I don't even like how Atsu looks, and people are like, yo, shut up, we don't care. I'm sorry that you don't stand at attention when you see her character model. Like we don't, you know what I'm saying? Like why does that matter? Or even some of the other stuff of like, I stood in this puddle and my shoes didn't get wet. Next gen wear. It's like, I'm sorry, am I playing Dave the Diver in HD? Or am I playing, like there's pretty good sword mechanics in my samurai game. I'm pretty well pleased. It just,
Yeah. Yeah, like when I said, bro, we live in a world of just rage bait right
mm-hmm,
now because like everybody's trying to go online and get a number of subscribers, viewers just for something. Like, no, bro, it's a solid game, bro. It's a solid game. And and it's already guaranteed support because the multiplayer component, they didn't release it for a reason.
mm-hmm.
It didn't come day one for a reason.
And if it still drops being free, it's about to be A1, bro. A1. I think the conversations about it are going to be interesting because I mean, granted, I obviously have not beat it. I've had it for 3 days and not made it past Act One. It's going to be interesting because I don't know, just based off the general feeling that I see about it, of like, is it going to be a Game of the Year contender? And the reason why I think that's odd is because I feel it as, although it's a perk in some ways, I've seen some people knock it of like it's just a better version of Ghost of Tsushima. I'm like, but Ghost of Tsushima was like a 9 out of 10 for most people. So
I
if it's a
think it's
better
too,
version of that, what
I
are
think
we?
it's too early to announce a game of the year because I would honestly wait till whatever DLC comes out because or when the multiplayer comes out, I would say
Mm,
I would like to because I like to look at things in a complete package. But even though it did come out at a very interesting time of the year, like right before the fall,
right, it's gonna
I
get
mean,
nominated.
it's gonna
It,
get nominated for something like maybe like story direction or something. I mean, but yeah, rake up your awards. Um, I mean, we'll see what happens, bro. Um,
yeah,
I mean, we'll definitely see what happens because this fall is technically still beginning.
yeah,
So let's see what comes out and like
I,
what holds out.
yeah. My biggest compliment to them is congrats to Sucker Punch for getting what feels like a mostly polished open world game out the gate. You're not seeing those fall through the stages glitches we've been seeing all console generation from all these day one launches. We're not seeing another version of Jedi Survivor, for example. Like I have had The only glitch I've experienced was I was in it, and I might clip it up and put it out on my channel. Of like I was trying to call my horse, and my horse kept running past me, like galloping past me, and I would call it back, and it would gallop past me the other direction. I'm like, fam, what are we doing?
What are we doing? Yeah.
Yeah, that was really the only glitch I've encountered over like 8 hours of gameplay. So I'm like in a day and era where everyone's like, "Is it Unreal Engine 5? Is it the optimization? Is it?" I'm like, Sucker Punch, y'all were quiet about this, but you were on point. You delivered. I'm sure there'll still be a patch sometime soon for just little things here and there. But I'm like, to get this scale of a game out the door with nobody being like, my game is broken, my save is corrupt. I'm like, yo, kudos to y'all. But for my Infamous question, I've been seeing people say that, maybe they might miss Infamous a little bit as a franchise and that they want it to come back.
That's an interesting take. I do feel like Second Son was a good closer, um, to a degree, because like, all right, it was a good what if story. Because like depending on what you chose, good or bad, it was a good what if story.
Mm-hmm.
Do I really would like to see Delson Rowe return? Not necessarily. Not
You don't like his
necessarily.
character?
No, like his character was pretty cool. It's just the ending. Okay, all right. So, obviously, yes. All right, for Infamous 2, it was based off the good ending, of
Yeah.
course.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, all right, if you're gonna use the good endings as a default, okay, he heals his tribe, which he was. That's what his main mission was. He went on a mission to save his tribe, and I think he released all the. I believe he released all the other conduits that they had locked up. So okay, cool. You set people free.
Mm-hmm.
And then what came of those people? Like it was a story that you really didn't really need another follow up. They gave us a story DLC based off one of the characters that he met, one of the people that he got powers from.
Mm-hmm.
That was a great story.
Mm-hmm.
That was great. That was great. That was one of the best DLCs, story DLCs I played.
Mm.
Like,
I still haven't played it now I think about it. Sorry, go ahead.
Infamous First Light, Infamous First Light, and Red Dead Redemption Undead Nightmare are my top two favorite story DLCs.
Mm.
But do he necessarily need to come back? Like, I don't necessarily think so. I don't think so. Because to be honest, bro, the only thing Sucker Punch need to really finish is another Sly, because they gave Sly over to another studio, and then there was a cliffhanger at the end. So it's like people's like, all right, well now we need a new Sly.
Wasn't that, and correct me if I'm wrong, and I'll try to look it up to double check. I feel like somebody asked Sucker Punch recently how they would feel about another Sly Cooper game, and they're like, we're good. we don't have any
Well,
interest in making it.
well, I guess the new studio is going to be the one that have to take the lead on that. Well, if that's out the way, then okay. But then I'm happy for them if they're the type of studio where when they're ready to move on to another IP. I ain't gonna
Yeah.
hold you,
Yeah.
because I don't want the second to the third remaster to the remake. I don't want none of that. So if you say like, hey man, we served our time and we out.
I think the thing that makes me a little bit curious as far as maybe one more Infamous is that I think with the rise and popularity of the superhero adjacent shows, right? Whether it be The Boys, My Hero Academia, Invincible, I think seeing the Infamous take on it in this era of popularity, where it's not as niche, could be interesting. So I'd be kind of curious to see how that game will be received, given how popular those genres have gotten over the years.
It's a half and half, because like, all right, the first Infamous character he was in that. Well, both of them technically were. Actually, no.
It felt like they were in the Boys universe,
So
bro.
the first one, he was more of an elemental character. So his base power was electricity, and then in his sequel, he got ice, and he also got like a napalm
Hmm.
type of power. So like ice and fire. And then the next guy, he was more of an, I would say, elemental, but also energy.
Hmm.
His character. He had like, all right, smoke. He had neon, which was light. Kizaru, pew pew
Yeah.
pew.
Mm-hmm.
Video. Like I was like, bro, you could digitize yourself. And then of course they fumbled the last one with concrete.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, so that's very interesting. So like in terms of conduits, like what could you really become? Because you need some a substance. Like basically, it's like what type of low gear power you think this dude's gonna get?
Absolutely. I
So like,
think ice, like if you really went in on the ice powers, especially for traversal, you can turn ice into weapons. There's a lot of things. Projectiles are
mm,
easier.
it depends, bro. It really depends. Like I won't push them for it,
Mm-hmm.
but if they decide to, okay. But just don't let it be a launch title for anything. Because I feel like that was the issue with Second Son. It was a launch title.
I mean, that's not up to them, unfortunately.
Yeah, but then that's why I said don't give us no new systems because don't give us no new systems for a while because that's why I kind of felt like certain franchises just took it for like Killzone, Shadowfall. It was a launch title, and I was like,
Mm-hmm.
bro, this had the potential to be one of the best Killzones in the world, but it was a launch title.
Yeah.
And it just kind of slowly but surely just fizzled out after a while, and then they moved on to the Golden Redhead.
Yep.
Um, And so yeah, bro, like there's room out there, man. There's room out there for things. But like I said, I'm happy for
Yeah.
Sucker Punch.
1,000%.
Um, you know, apparently according to the rumors, Naughty Dog might give us like another trailer or something for their next game around Game Awards. It's just I'm happy to see. I mean, I still stand by always what I say. I want to see what these other Sony studios are doing. Like, yeah, Santa Monica, thank you for the God of War controller and the therapy DLC, but
Well, we know they're doing something
some
because now that they have two separate teams, like there's a Santa Monica that's working on something that is not directly God of War related.
and you already know you're going to just get something Gran Turismo anniversary.
Yeah.
You already know that's keep
Yeah.
because he's the golden boy. He only got to do one thing.
Once a console cycle and he's good. And,
No, no, no,
and it's
leave him alone.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Leave him alone. But yeah, like these other studios, man, I just want to see, what they're putting forward. I mean, Sony, is really banking off this collaboration where Arc System works. Um, so I mean, we'll see how that turns out, man. So like I said, I'm just happy to see Sony like, their properties thrive in areas, especially like how you said, I did feel like that business model of like it just wasn't working what they were trying to get into.
Hmm.
Realized that, like, hey bro, this ain't gonna work. You just need to pull out and just regroup assets into other things. And I think they're winning because of that.
Yeah.
I think they're doing well because of that. Um, so I mean, we'll see what else. Like Astrobot is still getting a lot of good support. They just released a statement, the other day. We thank all the studios. They gave us permission
Mm.
to utilize certain characters because it was like, bro, like we thought we was only gonna get a quarter of that, but then so many people jumped on board and they was like, yes. But when like some of these characters, like, bro, I forgot this game even existed.
Yeah. And it all feeds the ecosystem because now somebody goes back on the PSN store, sees it in the classic catalog, and buys it and downloads it.
Yes, bro, exactly. Like even in like you just said, you created a direct connection to your PlayStation One and PlayStation Two classics.
Mm-hmm.
People
Like,
like
all right,
it
I
wasn't
never
short
did
like
beat Medieval. Click.
click
Yeah.
and just and that's all. Like I said, you build your ecosystem. Oh, you did another exclusive fighter. Hey, Marvel tokens, like bro, like you know, if Disney want Disney only or Marvel only characters, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So far, the roster picks is great. Like, bro, I tell people all the time, bro, this version of Ghost Rider is my favorite. And
I
then,
just I know we're gonna sound like a broken record that the reveals of their special moves, I was like, that's it?
yeah, it like, but then Arc Systems. Hey, here's a patch. Here's two new.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
okay,
Yeah. Like, oh, Ghost Rider gets in his car and hits full throttle. It's like, that's it? Like
I mean, it depends how far they want to go. Because if you're really going to bring in Midnight Sun characters, it's like, bro, you have to get a little dark.
Yeah.
So I mean, we'll see how that goes, man. But like honestly, kudos to Sony, man.
Agreed, bro. Agreed. If we have more time, or maybe we'll wait. We'll wait till we can get Jory back on because I feel like based on some of the comments he's made, he was in. I did watch that IGN thought piece about Sony games. I'm like, I feel like Jory said something similar about this, and we disagreed with him, and I disagree with that video. I was like, you're wrong. You are wrong.
It's like, no, there's definitely a lot of variety in what is available here, bro. But it's just okay, yeah. If it's the cinematic story element part of it, like maybe yeah. But then it's like, but they've been said that's what their niche is.
That's what see, and the thing that like I kept coming back to is my thought process of like, why are you knocking a studio for their strengths, right? I'm like, I don't knock Nintendo for having Mario fight Bowser for the 45th time. They're good at it. They're really good at it, right? I'm like, Xbox is gonna give me a solid first person shooter. They're really
Someone
good at
even
it.
posted a Mario like picture, like where there's all these Mario's, like, well, he's the same story across all the
Yeah. We don't knock them for that. And it's like, and again, with the whole thing of like Sony stories are starting to feel the same, like, but that's not true. Because if we're talking about this current gen cycle, Ratchet and Clank came out this generation. You didn't mention that. Horizon Zero Dawn has nothing to do with anything you just said about grief and revenge. You didn't mention that either. So I'm like, even if we're talking about the PS5 cycle, I'm like, you still have gotten games that don't tap into any of those things. What are you talking about? So that's when you said in the group chat, like, yo, they're getting cooked. I'm like, and rightfully so. Like, this was a bad take. A bad take. You know, could not be further from the truth. Now, granted, if the whole thing of like, again, there is, when we said this when we first started the podcast, does Sony need a more variety of games? Yes, undoubtedly so. But you can't tell me that all their games follow the same theme. And the ones that do follow similar themes have been fire. Right? I'm like, are we really gonna knock Ghost of Tsushima and Yotei for being about like grief and revenge? Have you never played God of War? Kratos' whole character is revenge. You know what I'm saying? It's like this is their strength. Let them, let them play to their strengths.
Hey, all I really want to say, hey, Microsoft, them studios you acquired, let them go. Let them go back to what they were doing before. Just, just feed,
Who would
just,
have
just,
thought?
just feed back the ecosystem, bro. Because like that was just a pointless purchase.
Who would have thought? Who would have thought that buying Activision and buying the studio that made Elder Scrolls was the worst decision you could possibly make for your brand? Who would have thought, bro? It went from, oh man, Microsoft might make Black Ops Xbox exclusive to, yo, they might have this might have sealed their doom at this point. It makes Sony buying Bungie feel like a drop in the bucket in comparison.
Yeah, because like, bro, I was like, bro, Bungie. I was like, bro, I don't think Bungie is that's that studio, man. I really just don't.
They're
I
not.
don't think.
They're not, bro.
It's like, bro, they release one thing and they almost last two whole console cycles. It's
And for
like,
those who don't know what we're referring to, we're talking about Destiny. Y'all goats. Y'all the greatest quote unquote of the live service, Destiny. That it wasn't that. It wasn't all that. Yeah. Ran off on the plug is all I always say about Bungie. You got Sony's money and I'm
it's
out.
just but like I said, man, hopefully the other studios, so these studios are, big up Housemark. Always have respect for them. But I'm hopefully I just want to see what these other guys are doing.
Yeah.
I want to see what the other guys are
Yeah.
doing. Insomniac, you did your thing. You did your thing. Don't go too ghost.
Show me the Venom trailer play. I did it.
So we'll see, man. We'll definitely see how this year ends out. So we're in the fall season. That's a very interesting time frame. So let's see how this goes.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys for tuning in once again to the Press Start Select podcast. I am Antonius the Gamer with Mikkel Smith. Hope you guys were entertained. Hope you guys were educated. Hope you guys got a mixture of both. As always, sometimes we forget to mention, but since we are back, since the hiatus is over, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. We are still 1000% invested in our podcast, in growing this channel, in growing our community, and every little bit of support, retweet, share, and everything helps us in ways you can't even imagine. So, once again, thank you guys to all the people who've stuck out with us and put our name out there to their other friends. And until next time, peace.